Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing today? How are you all doing? Is everybody doing okay? Just give me a second. I think I need to work on this light. Is this better? Yeah, looks like it's brighter. Hi, oh my god. Wait, is it only me or does anybody else feel like time flies just like this? I remember our last live was just not too long ago, and now it's been a week already. It was last Saturday and now it's another Saturday already, and now we get to do another live. Does it feel like time just flies like this? I mean, I don't know about you, but me, it feels like time just keep flying. Like so many things are happening and time just fly. And I'm like, oh my God. No, we got to do live last week and we're talking about 30 major causes of failure, part one, right? And at 30, we shared five. So today we're going to share another five. Five, right? So it looks like we're going to have about 6 parts, I believe. Yeah, 30 divided by 5, yeah, 6 parts of this. So this is the second part and I'm really excited to get into it. But before we do that, right, now we've got to check in with each other, right? I check in on you, you check in on me. How have you been, right? How have you been? Have you been happy? Have you been okay? Have you made progress? How was your week? What is this one thing, even if you don't share it in the chat, even if you don't say anything, what is this one thing you can think back on in this previous week that's passed that let's say that was good, that you felt good about? What is that one thing that you felt good about? Before we go into what you've learned, but before we go into that, what is that one thing that you felt good about? Take a breath with me now. Release it gently. Get into your body and think about what is that one thing that you're happy about this past week that just went by. Take a deep breath. And release it gently through your mouth. What is that one thing that I'm happy about this week? Ask yourself. Take a deep breath and release it. What is that one thing that I'm happy about this week that just went by? What is that one thing? For me, the one thing I'm happy about this week that just went by is that I made progress in some of my plans, right? So I had some of my plans about business, looking into expanding my reach and everything. And I made progress on those plans. I'm really, really happy about that. Can you think about anything else? What is that one thing that makes you happy? For me, one other thing that makes me happy is that I'm getting clarity about where I want to be and the steps to get there. I'm getting clarity on different aspects of my life and I'm very happy about that. Take a deep breath. What other thing made you happy this week? What is that other one thing that made you happy this week? I'm super happy because I love my job. I love what I get to do. I'm super happy about that as well. Isn't that beautiful when you check in on yourself? When we check in on each other, and ask ourselves, what is that one thing that made us happy this past week? Isn't it nice to know that, right? If anybody felt as good as I did, just give me a thumbs up, right? Did you feel good as I did? I felt super good, goody, right? So let's move to the next one. And the next one is, as we always do, right? We talk about what we have learned this particular week that's passed. And as always, I'm always very, very curious. What have you learned this past week? What is that one thing, that two things, that three things, those three things that you would say you've learned this past week? That when you reflect back on your week, you're like, oh my God, I'm glad I learned these things because they've helped me become a better person. They've helped me become a better business person, a better entrepreneur, a better, I don't know, mom, better girlfriend, better wife, better friend, better sister, better brother, whatever. What is that one thing that you can say has helped you grow this way? While I wait for you guys' response to comment, right? I'm thinking about what is that one thing? What have I learned this week? And this week, I learned the importance of letting go as soon and as quick as you can. Right? Many times things happen. Something terrible happened this week. Okay, I don't want to be too dramatic. Something happened that I didn't really like. Let's say it that way, right? So I got grilled by one of my managers, right? And it didn't feel good. So so what I learned from that is the ability to let go as soon as possible, right? And sometimes it's hard, because sometimes you feel the pain, you feel the hurt. And one thing I learned is sometimes you just need divine help, right? And I learned that, look, if you find that something that you like to do is getting hard, just take 2 seconds. Close your eyes, take a breath, and just say, God, help me. God, help me to forgive my manager. Help me to let go. Help me to forgive my friend. Help me to let go of this situation. Help me to let go of this pain. Help me to just let go. That's all you need to do, right? And somehow, you start feeling like a relief in your heart, right? And that's what I did, because I was really finding it hard to forgive her, because I felt it was unfair. She treated me in an unfair way. But I understand where she came from. But it was hard for me to let go until I was like, God, help me to release these feelings, to release these emotions. Help me to let go, right? And suddenly I felt the peace deep down in my heart. And sometimes all you need is just help me. That's all you need. Just help me. Whether it's God, the universe, the higher beings, whoever you believe in, sometimes you just need to say, help me, right? And you start feeling that peace. So this week I learned the power of letting go. And if it's hard for you, the ability to ask for help whenever you can. And sometimes physical people will be able to help you, but the higher being that's always with you will be able to help you. Yes? Great, awesome. So let's move on to what we're going to talk about today, right? And before we talk about the 30 causes of failure, how was last week? Was last week valuable? The first 5 points that we talked about, was it valuable to you guys? If it was valuable to you guys, please leave me a comment. Let me know, right? Let me know what you took from that session. I would love to hear from you guys, And remember, this is not a monologue, this is a dialogue. So I'm always looking forward to hear back from you guys and how these sessions have helped you, have inspired you, have strengthened you, have encouraged you to do something in any way. If you've benefited from these sessions in any way, please always feel free to let me know. All right? Great. So today we're going to talk about 30 causes of failure, part 2. So we're going to start. Last week we shared from 1 to 5. So this week we're going to talk about from number 6 to number 10. Right? So the number 6 cause I would say of failure according to Napoleon Hill. So remember, I'm sharing this point from this book called Think and Grow Rich. We've been on this book for some time now, and honestly this book has been a manual for me. Has been is a life manual, and if you're looking forward to really enrich your life, especially if it's financially, I really recommend this book, Think and Grow Rich. It's an amazing book, and it has really changed my life. And I hope that the few bits and pieces that I share with you guys every now and then does help you and inspire you, to go for your dream, and helps you to get results on what you decide to do, right? So the number 6 cause of failure, according to Napoleon Hill, is ill health, isn't it? He says, no person may enjoy outstanding success without good health. Isn't it true? Duh, right? If you're feeling bad or you're not, in a good health, how would you enjoy or even achieve success? He says, many of the causes of ill health are subject to mastery and control. These in the main are overeating of food not conducive to health, right? Wrong habits of thought, giving expression to negatives, wrong use of and overindulgence in sex, yes, lack of proper physical exercise, An inadequate supply of fresh air due to improper breathing. We had a breathing session just at the beginning here, and it's always very important for you to take out 1-2 seconds during your day and take a deep breath deep down into your belly. That's very, very important. So that's the number 6 cause of failure, which is ill health. The number 7 is unfavorable environmental influences during childhood. Unfavorable environmental influences during childhood. What does that mean? Napoleon Hill says, as the twig is bent, so shall the tree grow. Whoa. As the twig is bent, so shall the tree grow. Most people who have criminal tendencies acquire them as the result of bad environment and improper associates during childhood. Many times the things that we were exposed to during childhood really kind of shape our adulthood, right? And transform and kind of modify or mold us into who we become. So it is very important, right, for you to be aware of this. And if you've experienced something, negative, really tough childhood, it's important for you to be more aware so that right now that you're on the spiritual path or you're growing and you're trying to take control of your own life, you become aware of that and really fight and do whatever you can to kind of, temper and transform those tendencies. The 8th reason why people fail is procrastination. He says, this is one of the most common causes of failure. Old man procrastination stands within the shadow of every human being, waiting his opportunity to spoil one's chances of success. Did you hear that? Most of us go through life as failures because we are waiting for the time to be right to start doing something worthwhile. Do not wait. He says, do not wait. Do like this with me. Do not wait. Shake your head and shake your fingers. Do not wait. Tell yourself, do not wait. No, do not wait. Even right now as you hear this, do something that's in that has to do with your dream and where you want to be. Do something today that will move you forward. He says the time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work with whatever tools you may have at your command, and better tools will be found as you go along. Ooh. Start right now. That's what Napoleon Hill is saying. Start right now. That dream, that thing that you want to accomplish, don't wait for the right time. Start now. Start right now. Even if I talk right now, start today. Start now. So the 9th cause of failure is lack of persistence. He says most of us are good starters but poor finishers. Ooh. Isn't that true? He says most of us are good starters but poor finishers of everything we begin. Moreover, people are prone to give up at the first signs of defeat. There is no substitute for persistence. The person who makes persistence his watchword discovers that old man failure finally becomes tired and makes his departure. Failure cannot cope with persistence. Oof. Failure cannot cope with persistence. So whatever you're doing, do it well and do it to the finish line. Make sure you finish it. He says, be a good starter and also be a good finisher. So the 10th cause of failure is negative personality. Isn't it true? Isn't it true that your negative personality is going to cause you to fail? You bet. He says, there is no hope of success for the person who repels people through a negative personality. Success comes through the application of power, and power is attained through the cooperative effort of other people. A negative personality will not induce cooperation. Oof. I've got to read that again. A negative personality will not induce cooperation. He says, the 10th cause of failure is negative personality. There is no hope of success for the person who repels people through a negative personality. Success comes through the application of power, and power is attained through the cooperative effort of other people. A negative personality will not induce cooperation. And that's number 10. A negative personality will not induce cooperation. So let's kind of go over the 5 points we shared today. Number 1, ill health. So we're talking about 30 causes of failure, and this part 2 we are sharing 5. The second part, of this. Last week we shared the first 5. Now we're showing the second 5. So we talked about ill health, unfavorable environmental influences during childhood, procrastination, lack of persistence, and negative personality. Let's do that again. Talk about ill health, unfavorable environmental influences during childhood, procrastination, lack of persistence, and negative personality. These are part of the 30 causes of failure. Right? And feel free to rewatch this live again to get all the details and everything we talked about. So next week we'll go to part 3. We'll talk about the other causes of failure. But before I say goodbye to you today, I really want to encourage you. I want to tell you that, look, 1, you're not meant to do life alone. If you've ever experienced failure in your life before, I believe that in life there are 2 things. You either succeed or you learn. If you've ever experienced failure before, my question to you will be, what have you learned? What did you learn through that failure? If you learned something, then it might not be a failure, because it will help you to propel you to the next stage of your life. If you learn something from it and you do something about it, right, you grow faster. So if you ever experience failure, that we all do in different areas of our lives, I'll encourage you to not give up. Don't be defeated. What I would say to you is, think about, what have I learned from this? And how can I make it better? How can I make the next thing that I do better? How can I improve? How can I grow? Ask yourself those questions and become strong and never give up. Continue on your dream. Be steadfast. Be one-pointed and very persistent, right? And I'm here to help you. Feel free to always join me in these lives, right? I'm always looking forward to connecting with every one of you. And feel free to check out Ask Alan Anything, where we provide, content for you to be able to realize your dreams, build your business, and become a better person. And I believe that the greatest investment you will ever do in your life is in yourself. The investment you do in yourself is the greatest investment you will ever do in your life. So always invest in your life. Do whatever you can do to grow and become better, and do whatever you can do to achieve your dreams, because you know what, we're all depending on you. We're all looking to you, and one way or the other, I hope and I wish that one day our paths be crossed physically, and I'll be able to meet you and say, hello, welcome, you've done well. To be a privilege to meet you again. And thank you so much for allowing me to serve you today. And I'm looking forward to our next live session next week, Saturday. Until we meet again, take care and live with purpose. Bye. Bye, everyone.